Okay, we are live now, and hopefully, you should hear me. Okay, sending this link. Can you see me now? Okay. We will wait and watch and see what happens. If you're here, just give me a hello. If you're here, hi Himanshu, hi Devanshi, Mahi, Jagrati, Lovely, Pallavi, Supriya, Mahima, Sapna, Divyanshi, Numitra, BR, Vinu. Wonderful. Lovely to see you all here. Apologies for the delay. There was some technical error. The first time I went live, there was an error. Then I went live again, but it connected to this mic over here and didn't give me the option to connect to this mic. So I had to do it all over again and connect it to this mic. Hopefully, you can hear me now. Hi, Brendan. Hi, Shruti. Hi, Amisha. Lovely to see you guys. So, of course, since we only have about 15 minutes, we'll immediately get started with our live. So just for context, we do live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. to around 6:50 p.m. because I have vibe shift right after this. And we're going to take some of your questions live from the chat as well as the questions that were submitted. We'll get started since we delayed. If you have your notebook and pen ready in hand to take notes for the answers I'm about to give you, just type ready in the chat. Just type ready in the chat. Type ready in the chat. Also, one more thing. I always, even if it's a question someone has asked and it's not your question, I will answer it in a way that is still applicable for you. So pay attention, even if it's not your question. Okay. All right. Super. Let's get started. Let's take the first question that someone has asked and then let's get started. Okay. Questioner says, is it necessary to be with and talk to people who are relatives after forgiving them? Is it necessary? So that's the question. If you've forgiven somebody who has hurt you or they have relatives, friends, is it not necessary that we must now continue the relationship, continue to talk to them? And the answer is no. True forgiveness is when there is no more pain associated with the situation. So, if you can remember the situation or you remember the person and there is no more pain, there is no more judgment, there's no more nothing, you're just peaceful, then from that peace, you may be inspired to reconnect with them, or you might be inspired to just move on to other people and move on in life and move into a different direction. If you're inspired to just move on. There is no rule that you have to continue hanging out with them. You can absolutely move on to other experiences in your life. Hopefully, that answered your question. If it did, just type answered in the chat. Let's take another one. Questioner says, please talk about self concept. How can we create a strong core self concept? So basically, we know that everything that is happening in our experience has there's something in us that's vibrationally matching it, and that something in us, the core something in us, is our self concept. How we see what our belief is about ourselves, what our belief is about the people in the world, what our belief is about the world itself, what our beliefs are about the different areas of life. That belief is what is reflected outwards as the reality we're experiencing. So, how can we create a strong concept about ourselves? So then she says, words like self esteem, self worth, self concept, are they all the same? So there are two questions here. How do we strengthen our core self concept? So it's a good one. So we're attracting good things in our experience. And are words like self esteem, self worth, self concept the same? So we'll take the first question first. The way that I teach my students to build a very strong core self concept is to look for evidence about what is already good in our life and build an identity based on that. So, making ridiculously long lists of all our blessings, all the things that have gone well in our life, all the good compliments we've gotten, all the things we've been able to do in our life, all the good things about ourselves, from your eyebrow to the soles of your feet, everything you like about yourself, everything you have done, everything you have said, everything you have done for people, all that is good, and building a identity based on that. So you make a list. This is what we're doing in Vibe Shift also today. We're making a list of all the good things that happened to us this week, and then write out what does that mean about me. So let's say this week we had a good conversation with a friend. That means that I am surrounded by beautiful people. Let's say this week we traveled somewhere. That means that I'm supported in this universe to have great experiences. Let's say this week some money came into our life. So that means that money loves to come to me. So if we can make ridiculously long lists of all our blessings every week throughout our life, and we keep identifying with those blessings, and you do it consistently over the entire year, by the end of the year, by the end of 90 days, your entire concept of yourself and your life will change. Does that help somebody? That's $1 million advice there. Yeah, somebody really takes it and practices it for 90 days, you will have a totally different experience of yourself and life. So that's one way in which you can change your core concept. Is that helpful to anyone? If it is, just type helpful in the chat. Questioner also asks, is self esteem, self worth, self concept all the same? And the answer is no, they're not the same. Self esteem means how much I like myself, and what esteem do I hold myself, right? So self esteem is how much do I like myself. So low self esteem means I don't really see that goodness in me. I don't really see my magic, my power, my brilliance. I don't even acknowledge it. High self esteem means I hold myself at a very high esteem. I really like myself. I see, I'm confident about who I am. I love all these things about myself. So I'm holding myself in a high esteem. That is self esteem, how much I like myself, right? Self worth. Self worth means how worthy do I believe I am of good things in my life? How worthy do I think I am of having whatever I want in my experience? And some people don't believe they're worthy. They think they have to do a lot of things in order to become worthy of something. I was telling some students yesterday in a class we were doing yesterday, day before. I think it was yesterday. I can't remember. I was telling day before. I was telling them money is the same as water and oxygen. In our heads, we make money into some major thing, but it's the exact same thing as water and oxygen given to us freely by the universe. No, we don't want to believe that. We want to believe that we have to work really hard and struggle really hard in order to get our water and oxygen. It's not hard, but it's a belief, right? So some people don't believe they're worthy. That is called self worth. How worthy do I feel of having whatever I want? So I may like myself, but I may not feel worthy of having money or having health or whatever. So self worth is different. Self concept is how do I see myself? Who am I? Who am I? So some people have a very negative self concept. I'm a victim. I'm not understood. I'm not loved. I'm not important. I'm not seen. I'm not heard. I am whatever, right? Some people have a very negative self concept. Some people have a positive self concept. I am seen, I am heard, I am understood by the ones who matter, I am good things do happen to me, I am a creator. Some people have that kind of self concept. So, self esteem, self worth, self concept are different, but they all come together. When we all have it together, we feel really great about who we are, and we feel amazing in our skin, and we feel amazing in the world. That is when all of them come together. Was this answer helpful to anyone? If it was helpful, just type helpful. If it was helpful, just type helpful. I'll wait for one helpful before I go to the next question, just for my feedback to know if you're hearing me, if you're getting me, if you're vibing with me. Okay, Amisha says helpful. Thank you, Amisha. Super. So I'll go to the next question and then I'll take one from the chat. So let's take one more question. Okay. Questioner says, tell me your take on karma. Whatever you have understood up till now, When I went into deeper, yeah, when I went into deeper, uh, because of my childhood experiences today, okay, because of my childhood experiences, I'm attracting today. What I'm attracting is these experiences. Um, okay, but when I heal the past, I'm also healing my present. Okay, so basically, the question is, what is my opinion on karma? And she says, the fact that I was born in such circumstances, it means from my last life itself, I have resonated with such a family. Okay, so basically, she's asking about karma. How did she end up in these circumstances and be born in this family? So, what is my take on all of that? So I will separate these. Karma I will speak about, and I will speak about how did we land up in this family, in this circumstance. So I'll take give you my personal opinions on both of these. So this is my personal opinion. I have not dived into hundreds of books on karma to give you any context. Take this with a pinch of salt. This is how I personally see karma. So I don't see karma as your actions. I see karma as a vibration from which I took that action. So they say, if you do wrong, you're going to get wrong. If you curse, you're going to get cursed back. I believe in that. But the reason I believe in that is because if I want to harm somebody, I have to be in a very shitty vibration to want to hurt somebody else. I should be in a hurt vibration myself in order to want to throw that hurt on someone else. But if I'm in a hurt vibration, law of attraction acts on my emotion of being hurt and will attract hurt back to me. So if I say something, for example, let's say I say, hey, I really like my straight hair. I like that my hair is so straight. I really like my hair. But you get hurt, for example, because you have curly hair. Now, is that my bad karma? If I say something that hurts you, is that my bad karma? No, because I'm not in a vibrational space where I wanted to say this in this way of trying to hurt you. No, I just said, hey, I like straight hair, but you got hurt. You took that hurt. But you're in a vibration of pain, so it is likely that you may attract, firstly, being offended, but secondly, you would attract more things that hurt you or offend you because you're in the vibration. But I'm not. I'm just happily saying I like straight hair. So that is not karma to me. If you get hurt by something I said or something I did, is not my bad karma. But if I'm in a negative emotional state and then I say something or do something, from that vibration I will attract that only back to me. So to me, karma is not the actions that I did, it's a vibration from which I did that action, which determines what I attract in my experience. So to me, karma is basically the vibrational seeds we hold. Now let's take the second part of that question. I have to go soon because I have vibe shift class. We have so many. This is the final batch of Vibe Shift, so you cannot join. I told you for the last 5 months to join Vibe Shift. If you joined it, great. If you didn't, all doors are closed. You cannot join. Maybe we will do one. Maybe we'll do a few batches next year. I don't know, but I have Vibe Shift soon, so I have to go. Let's take the second question about how did we end up in this family, in this country, in this circumstance? Why did we end up there? So this comes to the second theory, and this is that I do believe we choose. Soul chooses when to be born, soul chooses when to die. You can't kill people, you cannot bring people to life. You can but influence things in between, but life and death is not in our control, it's in our soul's control. So this again, my opinion, please take with a pinch of salt. I believe that the soul decided which family to be born in and which circumstance to be born in order to have the contrast to create what it came here to create, and in order to have the contrast to learn what it came here to learn. That is why I believe that we were born in these particular circumstances, which is kind of crazy. Like if I look at my life particularly, I was born exactly in the exact circumstances, in the exact family, in the exact everything that I needed in order to sit here. So I know that for me personally, this is my belief, is that I chose this particular family and this particular place and this particular body. I used to battle my physical look so much. I used to have so much issues with the way I look and my body and everything. And my husband, then boyfriend, told me that your soul chose this body. There's a purpose for this body. So that you need to honor this and see the perfection even in the physical form that we have. So I believe in all of that, that we do choose for the contrast we need in order to learn the lessons to expand and create the life that we came here to create, not to suffer, but to learn and grow. Okay, hopefully that was empowering and you learned something. If you did, just I've learned in the chat, and I'll take one question from the chat. And so I'm going to give you a moment to write out your question. The first question that appears on the chat, I will answer. So go ahead and write your question. I'll quickly answer it, and then I'll go for my vibe shift session, which I need to go for. Learned. Okay, good. Again, just my opinion. I'm not the queen of everything. This is just how I operate in my life. Okay, let's take the first question that shows up on the chat. Fatima says learned. Amisha says learned. Himanshi says learned. Okay, Fatima says how to deal with laziness. I love that. Laziness does not exist. So let's start there. Since laziness does not exist, we have to look at, we have to stop shaming laziness. Essentially, what we call laziness is basically resistance to do something. So change the word laziness to resistance says I don't want to do this thing because there's something there that I don't like. So there's something there that is making I don't want to do that. So what is that something there? So once you understand what is the something that I don't want to do, I'm protecting you from doing that. That is basically what the resistance is. So, for example, sometimes we're lazy. We have resistance to do something because the task itself feels too big. It's too huge for us. So our mind is like, oh man, tomorrow, it's too much. Even if it's a small gratitude letter in our head, it's too much. So to do, if that's the case, you have to break it down into the tiniest, easiest action that you can take. The second resistance we have is I don't know why I should do it. I know I should do it, but I don't have a deeper reason to do it. So there's no deeper calling to do that activity. So then we have a resistance. So, how to solve this? Very simple. Get deeper. Ask yourself, why do I truly want to take this action? And that will motivate you to get into taking action. That's the second resistance we have. The third resistance we have is belief. We don't believe we'll succeed. So if I know for a fact I'm not going to succeed, why would I even start? Why should I even do this? That's the third resistance. There's lack of belief. In which case you have to work on believing that you will succeed this time and give yourself ridiculously long list of reasons why you will succeed, and that will motivate you to do the item. I'll give you one more bonus resistance, and that is fear of not succeeding or fear of something bad happening if I actually do succeed. So if I know that there's some lion at the end of that journey and it's going to eat me, I'm not going to do the journey. I'm not going to walk that journey. I'm going to procrastinate it. So if I can find out what is this lion, what is this fear that's going to eat me, if I can break that fear and I know that nothing bad is going to happen, and if I know for a fact that I will succeed, I'm going to end up doing it. So these are the 5 different ways in which you can break your laziness. If that helped anybody, just type helped. Okay, and if you have questions that I could not answer, please submit it to us on Instagram. Just go to my Instagram; it's in the description, or just type Synchro Shakti on Instagram and DM us the questions. Next Friday, we will answer them on the Friday live, which happens every Friday. So I have to go now because I have vibe shift, but just information. We have a free class coming up on the 31st of August, how to change your life in less than 6 months without 5 a.m. rituals or forcing yourself to be positive. If that's for you, if you didn't come for the previous ones of this class, previous sessions of this class, you can come again on 31st. You can register in my description. It's free. It's 3 hours, 3 hours long. Come if you're a serious seeker. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. It's such a dream to be with you guys. And I look forward to seeing you next week for another live. Bye, everyone.